Okay, everybody, we're coming back from the break. My name is Rex Perry, the host and creator of the Business to Business Network show, Business, Politics, Economics, trying to educate people, talk about different projects, different ideas. We've got Anya on the line. Anya, give us your last name. Introduce yourself again, please.
My name is Anya Salas, and I have been in Arizona for over 20 years now, and I'm calling this my home.
You're a native. I mean, anybody's here more than 5 years. Now what's interesting is we're talking about a digital democracy project.org. I want to make sure I get all those words in there. If anybody wants to find information, we are talking about the ability for individuals to express their voice in the form of really what it is, a straw poll. It's a straw poll. These are polling opportunities, but we now are dealing with registered voters in particular legislative district. Again, VOATZ, you go there, you take a photo of your driver's license, you take a selfie so they can compare, make sure the person that's registering is the person on the driver's license. You put in your address, you put in all your information. They do the website or the app immediately cross-pollinates with the other database that has all of the public record registration paperwork. Everybody, please understand, voting records are public records. They don't know how you vote. They just know if you're a registered Republican. They don't even know if you vote. They just know that you're a registered Republican or Democrat or independent or whatever. That is public record. And so this database is able to cross-check and confirm. And then when you are able to vote on the app, your vote is tallied either yay or nay, yes or no. You get a chance to express your voice. Now, one more interesting thing about this, when I did an interview with Nimit, who was the creator of the app, Anya, and I think you're going to find this interesting, other organizations, other entities can actually use this platform to really get a good poll. Think about most of the random polling that occurs nowadays, and they quote the polls all the time in the news. And years ago, when the phone was hanging on the wall in your house or sitting on your desk at your office and it rang, you got really excited because somebody was wanting to talk to you. And nowadays, we got these cell phones since 2010, and if I don't recognize the number, I don't answer. I'll text them back, or I say, tell me who this is. I want to make sure. And so these random polling systems that work off of statistics and do random samples, and they might have a pool of 1,000 to 10,000 people. I mean, that's a big pool. 10,000. There's a lot of calls. You can get a pretty good, accurate feel for things. But can you really tell? Can you really forecast it? Can you tell which way this particular registered voter is going to vote? And so Anya, I think you agree. This is a good platform to get out to everybody. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we were saying before the break, if we're going to consider the health of our, the health of our political system, then people have to participate. Otherwise, like the story that you told about, the session that you were in our state legislature, you would want people to participate so that it's a healthy and vibrant democracy or process, right? That people are being heard and people are participating and people feel represented, and the actual voice of the majority of people is being carried rather than just like a few. So the more people that this gets out to and the more people participate, the better off the process is.
Yeah, and think about it, everybody. On the state legislature, let me tell you some other interesting stories. And by the way, I hate to tell this, but this is a long time ago. This is way before the internet. So here I am, I'm actually going to ASU and working at the House of Representatives for that session. And I saw lobbyist after lobbyist after lobbyist come through the halls. And this is back before 9/11. So you could literally wander the halls of the state capitol, shaking hands and talking to people, talking to state legislators and senators, talking to them about creating legislation that's going to affect the whole state of Arizona, and the lobbyists representing particular industries were pushing certain types of legislation that was going to either deregulate them or make them more money or make their lives easier, and at the same time making the consumer, the voter, not so much. And we didn't, I mean, think about it. First of all, nobody knew what was going on there. I mean, this is way before the internet. Think about how easy it was back in those good old days. Now we've got the internet where we can get selfies, we can get photos, we can document who's coming and going. You can have news reports, you can have information you can pull forth of what kind of strange, sneaky plans are going on, because it is happening. Whether you know it or not, or understand it or not, on the state level and the federal level, and even on the city level, the county level, the Corporation Commission. A few years ago, there was a scandal because the members of the Corporation Commission's political funds were actually funded by Arizona Public Service and the mother company of APS. And they had actually given money to the campaigns of the individuals that got elected to the Corporation Commission, who are the guys that are supposed to regulate Arizona Public Service. So this is what's going on. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, you're providing an explanation about how things, have, maybe they've always been this way, but how things work, right? And the things that we see that are not always in the best interest of just the regular person. Of course, businesses have interests, and sure that, that's important to hear. At the same time, those interests cannot outweigh what is in the best interest of the public. I mean, the public has to be a part of the equation. And now that, just as an example, let's say that there is something in particular that interests you. Maybe it's related to business. Maybe it's, I don't know, insider trading, which, if we're going to talk about business and money in politics or money, maybe that's something that you'd like to know more about. You can come in here and search for things that are of interest to you. So if you're on the website, for example, there is a Stop Insider Trading Act, that bill that has come through at the federal level. There's a trust. Oh, shoot. It's slipped my mind. I don't have it in front of me, but it's like a trust, Restore Trust in Congress bill that I believe came through the Senate. And so you can look for things that are of interest to you, and then express that also. If you do a town hall and you go and you're meeting with your representative, you can ask them if they're on this app, so that we can start to make more connections between us, the results of what we do on the app or on the website, and that our representatives, would be able to see that. So we need to also have them make that connection.
Excellent. Anya, you've been fantastic. We appreciate what you're trying to do. I want to help with this. We got to keep doing this. We got to keep having this conversation. We got to build this app. We got to get this database so powerful that the individuals using it will always turn to it. Anya, thank you so much. We got the bottom of the hour. News is coming. My name is Rex Perry. If you missed anything, wanted information, 123bz.com. Stay tuned through the news. We'll be back. Hey, so thank you so much, Anya. Thank you.
You're welcome. And hopefully that was helpful. I mean, I know you had mentioned one of those bills, so I did research it.